we have Washington traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday tomorrow. And I'm going with Washington.
Yeah, I am too. And you point out something, Clay, I know you want to talk about with Washington, the coaching staff too.
Yeah.
The experience they had. You were the one that brought it to my attention, which I know. You got Cliff Kingsbury, former head coach, of course, of the Arizona Cardinals and Texas Tech.
Right.
And, of course, you got Anthony Lynn as well, former Chargers coach as well, on the staff as well. So, listen, what the Commanders were able to do last week in Detroit was shocking to me. Shocking to say the least. And I don't know what's more of a heartbreak for Lions fans. This year, when you battled through injuries and you're the number one seed in the NFC, or last year when you probably should have went to the Super Bowl but just collapsed in the second half against the 49ers when nobody expected you to get where you were all year. I'm not sure what's more of a heartbreak. I would say this year with the way everyone expected the Lions to play, and they exceeded expectations this year, and they were a really strong team, and it just goes to show you what Washington and Dan Quinn have been able to do this year, an underrated team, and that's why I'm picking them to beat Philadelphia on the road again tomorrow afternoon.
They have a very talented staff. Offensive coordinator, as we know, Cliff Kingsbury. He was a Patriots quarterback here at one time at backup.
Very briefly.
But Anthony Lynn, the whole defensive structure from the line coach to the coordinator, these guys are unbelievable. They put everything in place. I think you could have put either Drake May or Caleb Williams or even Bo Nix in that situation. Maybe they might not go to the NFC Championship game, but they definitely get into the playoffs easy because of the structure they have around them. I'm going with Washington. I think Washington has it. I think they're ready. Their defense is really, really good, as we saw last week against Detroit, and we'll see what happens.
I mean, it's clear last week the Lions did know how to prepare for Jaden Daniels.
Which makes you think when they they really wanted this guy Ben Johnson, really? Cliff Kingsbury.
Well, that'd be Aaron Glenn. I mean, that's Aaron Glenn. That's the defense, and that's Dan. And Dan Campbell too said that it was his fault. That he takes the heat. He takes responsibility.
He takes responsibility. Okay, we need to get to Kansas City and the Bills because we have 2 minutes left.
A minute and a half, actually.
I'm taking Kansas City.
I can't do it. I'm going to take Buffalo. I mean, listen, it was a great game last week. Baltimore. I'm not going to say Baltimore should have won, but that game should have went to overtime if Mark Andrews didn't drop that ball. I mean, what a brutal loss for the Ravens last week in a back and forth game. But give me the Bills. This is the year for Buffalo. I've been saying it all year on the show, and as much as I wanted to see a Bills-Lions Super Bowl, I will take a Bills-Commanders Super Bowl. Nobody expected that to start the year. Maybe the Bills, but certainly not the Commanders. And
how about the Chiefs?
No.
Commanders.
No.
The 2 C's.
I'm not going to do it. I won't watch it if it's the Chiefs. I won't watch it. And if it's Chiefs and Eagles, I won't watch it. No way.
I will tape it and give it back to you.
No way.
I'll send it to you. I'll email it to you. You have to watch it because that's what's going to happen.
But Kelly's right. Watch out for the refs in the last 30 seconds here. I think Josh Allen is going to go into Kansas City with a vengeance and tear up Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Bills, Commanders, I'm predicting that to head to the Super Bowl. Clay.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Chiefs versus Commanders.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We'll see what happens. And again, congrats to Josh McDaniels coming back to New England along with Terrell Williams, the new defensive coordinator. We're looking forward to seeing what happens with Mike Vrabel and the new look New England Patriots coaching staff. But until then, enjoy the rest of Saturday. We'll talk to you next week.
Next week.
Everybody.